So welcome to another video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander.
And I'm Grant.
And today is our August monthly debrief. Yes, August monthly debrief.
The end of September.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It definitely, time is getting ahead of us. This particular video is sponsored by our good friends at Noble Knight Games. More from them a little bit later on, but Noble Knight Games are awesome, and you should check them out. There is a link below to their website.
And we have recently got a couple of games from them.
Yes, we have, which will be featured on today's video, in fact.
Yeah.
We'll talk about one of them here real briefly, and then one of them is actually one that we played, or will play very soon.
Yeah, will play. We've already played.
So let's dive on in, because I think when we get to the topic, there's a lot to discuss. And so we will...
So I do want to make one other comment
sure.
before we get going. So we are not going to talk necessarily a lot about WBC.
Yes, which was, we played a bunch of games at the end of August,
Yep.
technically. But
at the end of July and spilled
Beginning
over
of
into the
August,
beginning
yes.
of August. We've already talked about those in last month's debrief, and we did a kind of a debrief.
Yeah.
So we're not going to mention those. Now, there were some great games. We've had some great games.
yeah, or the mention is like, Here I Stand, Monmouth Ball,
Germantown.
Germantown. Yeah, Monmouth is just
Eschaton.
on the box. Eschaton and Border Reavers, right? We
Yep.
played a bunch of games, but go watch the WBC debrief. Technically, a whole bunch of that was in August.
I love WBC. I have a good time at it every single year. You have informed me that next year you will not be going.
It is very unlikely, yes.
So I'm a bit sad again.
But you will still go.
Right, I will go. I'm actually going to try to connect up with Cullen and Russ and see about maybe staying with them.
Yes.
Because I'll be sad if I'm in a hotel room by myself. All by myself.
The convenience would be awful.
It would. Yeah, walking down the hall, and we'll see. I'll figure it out.
For reference, we had the best room in the place.
Oh my gosh. It was incredible.
Like it was right next to the door, but not so close to the door where we were
We
annoyed
heard
by the
stuff.
banging of the door.
We literally walked down the hall about 100 feet, 150 feet, hit the door, another 50 feet, we're right at the breakfast area.
Yeah.
And then almost to the gaming hall, which was amazing. The
Well-
best room we've ever had.
Yeah, because before we've stayed at like in the hotel block, in the tower block at the very far
my
end.
gosh.
And so it's like you have to walk
Yeah.
through all the way to the tower block and then through like 3 other buildings and then to get where we were.
Was that because we did it early? You
I think it's
totally random.
I
Because
think it's
didn't
totally
we
random.
sign up in like January?
We did sign up very early.
Okay.
So it could have been that. But I've signed up early before and we've been in that tower block.
Maybe I should sign up early. Maybe I'll get with Mike and see if Mike wants to share a room. You think Mike would share a room with me?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me get with Mike. That's kind of creepy, though. We're good friends.
It's
but
really not. It's fine.
Yeah, all right.
But yes, that amazing time. But go watch that video.
Yep.
So for the other games that we played in August,
Not a lot of them.
not a ton. We will start off with this little cute guy, General Orders Sengoku Jidai from Osprey Games. A little small box as a sequel follow-up to General Orders World War II, which you have played and I have not played.
Yep.
So this was my first General Orders and your second.
Yep.
And this was awesome. It's great fun. Nice little short
Yeah.
filler game. Little abstract-y, but still very tactical, fun
Yep.
game.
Well, and it's set in the Sengoku Jidai, which is really cool anyway, right?
And
So-
and the production reflects that.
Yep.
Like you've got this like
The art.
paper parchment looking style.
Yep.
And it's like hand
Yeah, it's
drawn.
pretty incredible.
It's just really fun.
Yeah.
Very tight, very challenging little game. Everything matters,
Yep.
but it's 20 minutes.
Yeah, Osprey Games, and this is David Thompson and Trevor Benjamin. I love it. I'm very glad we played it. I think we have a video coming up on the channel here in the next
Yes.
2 or 3 weeks. So very much enjoyed that. Very glad we played it. It was fun.
Yes. We also played Blue and Gray Deluxe Edition. Also a full review of this coming on the channel as well.
This game was really good.
This game slaps.
It's
Honestly,
just solid.
I really like this game.
There's nothing flashy, nothing overdone. It's literally move and fight.
Yeah.
And you've got about, how many counters have we have? About 30 a piece?
If that.
25?
There's 8
Simple.
battles in here.
Yep.
It is both of the old Quadri game packs put into
Combined.
this, mounted maps, redone the artwork, lovely. Production
Yeah.
value's off the chain. It's your favorite old games in a box.
I wanted to show the maps because I think they're beautiful.
I love them.
They're not Rick Barber-like. Whoops.
But they're still,
they're really good.
retain the classic style that you used to have from these.
And they're just cute little mounted. You know, that's one. Is this Shiloh? Is this the one? No, that's
This is Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. Is this one Shiloh? Yeah, this one's Shiloh. This is the one we played. I just think it's a great looking board.
Yeah.
Very solid, very well done. Components are great.
And more importantly, it's not more importantly, the way that they put the all of the different units on the sprues, they labeled and portioned out the sprues for each different scenario.
Which makes it
on
easy.
them. So when you punch it, you punch out Chattanooga, Union, and Confederate, put them in a bag. This is the Chattanooga bag. You don't have to guess. You don't have to read through the scenario setups and orders of battle. It's all printed on there. These lines, this is Chattanooga. Done. Really convenient. I love this game.
Yep.
It's stood the test of time. This deluxe edition is like the definitive edition of Blue and Green.
Didn't it come out like the first Quadra game was like 1982? I think we looked that up.
And I think it was earlier than
You think it was earlier
I think it
than
was
that?
like 78.
Okay.
But it's a very old, very well-established classic game
system
that you saw last month in our classic war games.
Yep.
And we have played this now, and big thumbs up.
I loved it. I had
More
a great
to
time.
come from this.
I'm working on some written content on that. I just have been lazy.
Yeah, absolutely
So-
love that. I think the rest of the month was done solo
Solo.
gaming and other bits and pieces. Ironically enough, we played a lot of...
Yeah.
We both played Shogun Solitaire separately.
We both have our own copy.
This one is a very different iteration in this series. A lot of the other ones so far have been like moving on tracks, rolling a die for some actions, taking some actions, making an attack. This is a card game.
And
Totally different.
it's very good though. I very much enjoyed it.
But I love the divergence.
Yep.
Like this series is these small little travel war games, but they're trying to do very different things with them so far. And I've really liked that. This was very cool as a change of pace. You've got a couple videos of this one for sure coming out as well.
Coming out. And then the other one I played, and you played another one as well, Operation Dragoon. This one is that more classic States of Siege. I've got 5 tracks, and the Allies are pushing down them. But it was very good. There were enough new and interesting elements that made this unique. There's an entire Panzer column. I think it's the 11th Panzer that is kind of moving an escape column on the southern side of the map, and you've got to work hard to try to intercept them before they get off the board. If they get off the board, you're not going to win because you're going to lose all those VP. But it works well. I found this one to be probably my least favorite, though, of the ones I've played, which is kind of surprising, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes. I mean, it's 30 minutes. There's content coming up on this one on the YouTube channel as well.
And I played 1862 War in Virginia, which is a very much like just a States of Siege game. Like some of the other ones in this series are like, oh, it shares some familiarity with it. This is you are the Confederates trying to defend Richmond from all the converging Union armies.
Yeah.
There is a card deck that
It gives you the actions, right?
gives you the actions, and it says like this is what the enemies do, and they're converging on you. You're trying to fight them back, and you might think you're doing well, and you will have done horrendously.
Well, I thought it was funny. You played this at WBC
Yeah, in the hotel.
in the hotel room on your bed while I was sitting on my bed finishing a blog post for the day. And I remember sitting there as I was typing, hearing you go, "Oh, yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, I'm doing really good." And then I remember at the end, you were like, "Bollocks. What the, what?
Yeah.
How?"
Like I felt like I had done pretty
Yeah.
decently, like kept everyone back, didn't lose Richmond, and then the way that it adjudicates the points at the end and what constitutes a victory or not, I was like, oh.
So should you have reviewed the victory conditions before you tried to play?
If I'd have done that, I might never have attempted it with how difficult that it is. Like
Okay.
it's so
Hard.
hard to win that game. But
Which it should be.
Yeah.
Right? For the Confederates to win in 1862 would have been pretty challenging.
to have any kind of meaningful victory, it's about keeping the Union like almost
At
in their
bay.
starting
Got it.
positions. Like they can't make any progress basically. It's real tough. Great game. And I think that's everything I played in August.
So I did one more. So this is a roll and write game. This is called Siegeworks, a Napoleonic Siege roll and write. This is from Solo War Game. Martin Melbardis is the designer. This is literally a siege game. So it is the British attacking the French or the Spanish basically in Spain. Badajoz, Ciudad Rodrigo, I think is the other one. But it's a roll and write game. And a roll and write game is literally you roll dice, you're trying to match up numbers and mark things off. Think of Yahtzee, but a little more involved than that. I love this game. I've played this 5 or 6 times. I've gotten pretty good at it. I feel like I know what I'm doing. But this was a print and play game. It costs like $6.
And it looks great.
Yeah, beautiful.
He does a great job with the visual design.
Here's one of the sheets. And I think there's like 4 different... I would love to loan this to you if you wanted to try it, but I very much enjoyed it. I've also played their Pacific, whatever it was called, roll and write. It was a good time. So
this has more variety than that prior one, I would say, right?
It does. There are 4 different scenarios, and they're all very different. So very much enjoyed that. There's some content coming. Actually, there's a written post on Siegeworks on the blog, and there's some videos coming on the channel over the next month.
So that was August. Then
Actually, that's a lot of games, just not as many games.
Yeah.
Other than WBC, we kind of burned ourselves out. We played like 12 games, 13 games in 5 days.
And whilst it wasn't necessarily just burnout, we also spent half of the rest of the month making reviews and video content to catch up with the games that we had played.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons we didn't play the week after, because we did a couple of review videos, and then the next week we did a couple of more.
Yes.
And it was a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
when we normally would be playing, we were making review videos.
Yep.
So that's just one of those things that happens after that, because we got so much in at WBC.
Yeah.
So for September, we got a couple games that we're going to play.
One of which we've already played.
Yes. So, Star Wars Galactic Battles Battle of Hoth from Days of Wonder. This we bought from Noble Knight Games. Yay! We played this today, and it's Memoir 44
It's
Star
so
Wars.
good. It's just
freaking awesome.
Classic. And if you love Star Wars, you're going to love this game.
Yeah. Fun, simple, easy to learn, great toy factor. Full review of this coming on the channel.
General, prepare your troops for a surface attack.
Target maximum firepower. What's not to like?
We said that the whole game, right? Then you actually unboxed this week, right?
This past week should be up by the time you're seeing this. The Rock of Chickamauga from Flying Pig Games.
A Black Swan series game.
Big heavy box.
Oh my gosh!
2 massive
so
maps.
Ridiculous.
Think if you've played A Most Fearful Sacrifice. Same system, same map design, same core systems. This is just a sequel to that, but it's obviously Chickamauga, and I just can't wait to dive on it.
Well, and we're playing next week, right?
Yes.
Aren't we gonna?
Yeah, this will be
Where are the counters. There they are.
They're unpunched still.
And they're pre-rounded, right?
The units are pre-rounded. There's one sheet of
administrative
markers which are not.
I think these Flying Pig does a great job. Yeah, these are
really
all
do.
pre-rounded. They're beautiful.
And it's just.
Yeah.
And what I'm excited for is, it's unlikely that we'll play the whole thing in one sitting.
No.
But I finally have a table big enough where I could.
Yep.
Because physically, when we had A Most Fearful Sacrifice,
we didn't have a table big enough.
We had one of the 2 boards,
Yeah.
and then all the ancillary stuff, because a big table creep in this game. One of the boards, plus some of the other stuff, just fit on the previous table.
Yep. So we played a smaller scenario and loved it. That was my game of the year that year.
Yeah,
23, I think it was.
And so I know I already like the system. I think Chickamauga is a fascinating battle, having read about it, and we've also played very different game, Rebel Fury. We played the Chickamauga
Yep.
scenario. So it was really fun to kind of see and play around with that. I'm excited to play the same battle in a different system.
Yep.
And I think that's something that, as I play more war games, I'm enjoying more. You know, a lot of Hex and Counter World War II games share a lot in common. Move guys, here's the ratios, roll on a CRT. This is so different and divergent from Rebel Fury, but playing the same battle with two such different systems, I think will be really interesting as an exercise.
Totally different scale, it's totally different systems. I'm very interested
But it's
to
the
see.
same thing. But I think
very
that's two
interested to
different
see.
takes. Whereas something like Ardennes 2 and Ardennes 44 share a lot in common.
Yes.
Right? There's differences. They're different games, but like how different this is from what we've experienced with Chickamauga will be really exciting.
So I wanted to talk about one other thing. One of the things that I love about the designer of this game, Herman Lutman, we have played a lot of his games,
Yes.
right? Our first game of his that we played was Dawn of the Zeds. We played the 3rd edition, I believe. But we also played At Any Cost. We've played a couple other of his games. He believes in designing historically. What do you?
So we were just talking. When did we play All the Brothers?
Oh, last month.
It
So
was
that
August, right?
that was an August one too.
I'm gonna grab that real
Yeah,
quick.
that must have been one that
Finish this.
I forgot somehow.
We were talking about
That's very
Herman
odd.
Lutman. I don't know how that slipped.
Yeah. How did we forget that?
Let's talk.
That was
Finish
such
talking
a
about
good
this.
game.
It was really
Amazing.
Good. I was like, that wasn't July.
But we've played a lot of Herman's games. I find that Herman's games are extremely fun.
Yes.
They're so very interesting in the systems that he uses. He loves the 3 Fs, right? I think I'm going to get it right this time.
Yes, because normally we think it's 4, but it's
But
only
it's 3.
3, and we were trying to guess the one that doesn't exist.
And I've got it right.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not going to mess it up. But it's the Fortunes of War.
Yes.
It is the Friction of War. And it is the, let me check, the Fog of War. And those 3 elements, I think, create such an interesting backdrop for what goes on.
Yeah.
And we have experienced that in many of his systems and games that all kind of use those elements. I'm remembering At Any Cost, where one of my French cavalry guys just decided to charge
Do his own thing.
a line of Prussian cannon and just went haywire, right? He did all kinds of stuff. That's one of the strengths of his games. Anything can happen because of the way he designs them. And I think that's fascinating, right?
Yes.
It throws some other light on these battles that many of the people out there, we have not, but have played dozens of games on Chickamauga and Gettysburg. And we have less experience, although we're gaining that experience.
Yes.
But I love this system. I cannot wait to play this. I'll be looking forward to this all week.
Yeah, this
frankly.
is going to be a good one. So we're going to go back to August. Because I knew I knew there was some
Yeah.
other big Hex encounter we played.
Yeah.
So, and this reminded me of it because
Similar system.
all our brothers from Legion War Games is the Battle of Solferino 1859 during the Second Italian War of Independence. Not designed by Herman Lutman. It's designed by Brian Armour.
Who did a really good job.
He did an amazing job, but it uses or is based upon that blind sword system from Herman Lutman.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've played Blind Swords, if you've played At Any Cost, even if you've played Bronk of Chickamauga, well, that's
You're
a little
familiar.
bit more divergent.
Yeah. You're
You'll be very
familiar with it.
familiar with especially the activation system and generally the combat system as well.
Well, and I think what makes this one so great is the morale system.
Yeah, the morale system in this is
Fascinating.
unbelievably good.
It's very involved, but not overly burdensome, and really makes a major impact on what you can do and how effective you are.
It's a totally different take than almost every other game I've ever played, where like instead of rolling a rally check, you just rally someone, but you do it at the cost of that corps' morale.
Yep.
And if you get your morale all the way down, you lose will to fight, and your
You're
guys start to
ineffective.
break off, and you become
Yep.
ineffective as an aggressive fighting force.
So it becomes kind of a resource management style of decision. Am
Yeah.
I going to waste my morale on that one unit that I may or may not really need? Or is that unit very, very important and it's going to make the difference? I've got to spend the morale.
And it just changes that element of the game from like someone got real lucky and everyone rallied.
Yep.
Versus someone got really unlucky and no one rallied to, you can rally him if you want. but at what cost? And it's a stunning change in the system that's wonderful.
Cube for Me.
Yes, this is the Cube
Praise.
for Me set that I used.
By the way, you can order these from Cube for Me, and
yeah,
we have a code, right?
You get 5% off if you use TPA.
Can't remember. 5?
Use the link below.
Yeah,
It's the link.
the link below.
It's not a code, it's a link.
Use the link.
Use the link. It's an affiliate link. You'll get at least 5% off.
Yeah.
But this was an amazing game.
Actually,
The review of this is posted.
I believe it has,
I
yes.
think it did.
And it's done very well. It has well over 2,000 views.
And I hope that... I don't think it's possible for me to overstate how much I liked this game.
Yeah.
Like, this is contender for Game of the Year for me so far.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a good year.
Well,
so
we've
that's
already-
saying a lot.
We've already played some real bangers. We
Yeah.
really have.
But this is one of the... Like,
Yep.
I think about this game very regularly after
Yep.
having played it. Because
that
it's
good.
so easy to recommend, because they took out a few of the different chromy extra bits and pieces, so it's actually a really approachable iteration of that system.
Yeah.
And it's also a new piece of history. So that was really cool. That was when we played too.
And like all of Legion's games, it's really highly produced.
Yes.
It looks great. It's very good. I think the rules are very clear.
Yep.
I enjoyed the heck out of that game. And I would agree with you, that's got to be in my top 5.
Yeah.
And we've played some good games already.
In September, I will play the French and Indian War Solitaire from Worthington. I've already played this.
Yeah.
The neat thing about this one, so this is quite similar to the kind of first couple, the Pacific War and the War of 1812. The difference with this one is there's like Indian tribe alliances,
Yeah.
which you have to manage. But also what's cool about this is you can play both sides. So
you can play as the British or as the French.
or as the British, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that was really neat as well. As again, they put out all these little travel games, and they continue to do them, and they're doing and trying new things with some of them, and I think
Yep.
that's really awesome.
Yep.
And then I have also finished my play of No Question of Surrender from Multiman Publishing. I played this Solitaire. I had it set up on one of my desks at work.
Is this SCS?
No, this is GTS.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
Grand Tactical Series.
And you played that so that we could get Utah Beach.
Greatest Day
Greatest
Utah
Day
Beach,
Utah,
yes.
yeah.
And this used, I haven't made a video yet because I just kind of finished it up, but I will here soon. This, I used, version 1.1 of the rules. I just played with whatever comes in the box, which is how I am wont to do things. Now you could get the latest rules and stuff, but that's what I did. Very similar to the company scale system, CSS, from Compass Games. Adam Starkweather, same designer.
Great system, too.
But like the commands and the activation system's really awesome. Really tough to do stuff, but I wanted to play this one solo because it's extremely one-sided. The French do almost nothing in this. They're very reactive and they're very static. But it's a really cool experience because the French, they're strong in their defenses, but if they take any losses, it's devastating. And they inflict a lot of losses, but they need to like win the morale battle. But if they, like, when they lose a step, -5 morale.
Wow.
When they kill a step, +2 morale.
Oh, wow.
So you have to kill it like at a 2-to-1 ratio to
Yeah,
even
to
break
out.
even, and it's hard to do.
Yeah.
In this game, they lost a couple key anti-tank pieces, and eventually just got steamrolled. Like it got out real quick. But I wouldn't play that 2-player ever. It's just not fun for the French player. But it was a great learning experience. Really glad I did.
Sure. Well, I've actually played several of these games already. So I've actually played these 4 games already in August, or September. I'm sorry. It's been a big solo month for me. I have gotten like a gene back in myself that is like, hey, you got to play this. So I whip it out and I play it. So The Pursuit of John Wilkes Booth from Blue Panther. This is a very unique and interesting solitaire game where you are playing as the Union and its military detectives to hunt down the assassin John Wilkes Booth, who had just killed Abraham Lincoln in Ford's Theater. Fascinating choices. It's a game. You're drawing chits out of a bag from time to time. It's very hard, but I had a blast with this. I played it 4 or 5 times, and then I've done some video content on it. Europe at War, 1940 Solitaire. It's also a travel war game. This is very standard States of Siege, very similar to the other travel games that you've already mentioned. I've had a good time with this one. I don't like this one as much as I do some of the others. I think the thing that I really don't like about this is I feel like as the Axis, you have to control 3 of the 4 capitals.
Okay.
Why would I ever try to control Russia, who has 2 different paths to get there, when I can, yeah, it's going to be a hard fight, Operation Sea Lion, but England, France, and Rome, I can control, not Rome, I'm sorry, Alexandria.
Sure.
And I've played it, and I've taken that approach, and I've not lost yet. And
It's
I feel like
too easy to do that stuff.
I just can't go into Russia. You don't have enough time. I don't know. I've enjoyed it, but it's my least favorite of the ones that I've played. So there's that one. Then Okinawa, the last battle of World War II. You guys saw me talk about this about 6 months ago. This is from Best with One Games, a solitaire game. It is not a war game. It is a war-themed solitaire game that uses a roundel, and you're running through your troops. It's just extremely interesting and fun to play. So I very much enjoyed that. Working on some content. And then Empire of Grass from White Dog Games. This is the Mongol Empire, and it's building up. So you're playing as Genghis Khan.
Have you played this yet?
I have played about 5 or 6 turns, and I got distracted by Okinawa.
Because this looks very different from a lot of their other
It is
games.
interesting, and I'm not comfortable with it yet, but it has cards. That's really all it has. You have some counters, but you're building your map out of cards. It's interesting, though. It's some deterministic combat, so there's no dice rolling.
Okay.
You've got to make your forces the best that they can be so that when you go into a fight, you're going to win it. It's very interesting. So I look forward to playing this one more and learning more about it. The other 2 that I'm going to try to play this month, the 12th Battle, the Caporetto campaign by Herman Lutman from Hexasem. So this is World War I. And then SPQR, the Battle of Alesia, 52 BC, from Art of War Games, published by Blue Panther. Very much looking forward to all of those, and that's a big solo month, right? That'll be 6 games.
Yeah, it is.
So, but I'm looking forward to all of those.
The other big
Some of which I
September
played.
game I'm going to mention is Paths of Glory.
Rally the Troops.
And that's because it got released on Rally the Troops,
Yep.
and I'm already in 5 games of this, and I am absolutely loving it. I love Paths of Glory.
It's a great game.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I love this system, and the fact that that game is on there
Yeah, pretty
is
crazy.
like,
Because that game is extremely long,
yes.
and you can play it at your own pace.
You play at your own pace.
Yep.
And but I also like games that are rich and deep and complex. And some of the games from Rally the Troops are not that.
Sure.
Right? It's like simple, light, fun games.
Time of Crisis is a great game. It's just very simple.
Yeah, or even something like The Field of the Cloth of Gold. I move some guys, exchange some tokens, we get some victory points.
Yeah.
Right? Love it, but like that's all it is. But like I love it with the meaty games they've got on there that I can have a bunch of these, try out new tactics and strategies. Like I've played like 50 games of Wilderness War.
Yeah.
But I love it because it's a big game and I'm able to do it, and I can't wait to like live with Paths of Glory for the rest of my life on that website because it's so good.
I have 2 games of it going, one of which is with myself,
Good call.
which is I'm just trying to remember the system. The other one is a guy that's kicking me in the teeth,
Sure.
and that's okay. I'm remembering and I'm learning, but I've got 2 games of it going, and I can't wait to get more of it.
Yeah, it's
Just such a big game, and I'm like, how am I going to keep that going for like 6 weeks? That's what it's going to take.
probably. But that's
Yeah.
but like I'm also like that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm in 5 games, and in one of them we're on turn 2.
Yeah, there you go. The game that I'm playing on myself, I'm on turn 2. The other guy that the guy's kicking me in the teeth, I'm on the end of turn 1. And he's already kicking my butt.
Are you playing as the allies?
I am playing as the allies in that one,
Okay.
and I'm not doing well. It's not going well.
Yeah. hang on for dear life at the beginning.
Well,
That's really all
I
we're
am
doing.
trying my best, but he punched some pretty big damn holes in that Maginot line, and it's not looking good. And we've played it, the physical copy, and I remember that struggle at the beginning. This has gone horrifically bad for me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm afraid it's going to be over soon, though.
But then you just set it up
And then
again.
we'll set it up
That's
again.
the beauty.
And
of
he's
it.
been very nice about it. He's not commented
No.
negative things.
And that's, I'm playing with a couple people who haven't played it before, or
Okay.
they've like read the rules, but they're looking for strategic advice about things. and there's a few things in Paths of Glory where it's like, you must pay attention to the supply.
Oh, 100%.
If you get yourself out of supply,
You're done.
You're done, and it's very bad because you can't
Yeah.
rebuild those guys.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. It's the first thing I say to people is,
Yep.
like,
And I've not made any supply mistakes, but if he makes a couple more advances, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to recover.
yeah, Paris is in trouble.
Yeah.
And then the other, it's a case of it's like, make sure that you have cores available so that you can
Yeah.
make change.
Yep.
Like, don't waste
Yep.
everything. And then I get a lot of people.
That is one of the most fascinating parts of that game.
Oh, I love it.
The big counters go into the little counters. I very much enjoy that part of the game.
And I love the defensive values are a threshold for losses like they are
Yep.
in Empire of the Sun.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite mechanics in Hex Encounter war games. And most games don't use it. The ones that do, I really like that. And I don't know why. I just think it's such an interesting thing
Sure.
to play around with. But I'm having a great time with those. I just love it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's everything in September. Yeah. And then
That's what we're going to do this month. Yep.
that's what we're going to
We've
do.
gotten through all our videos from WBC. We're back to playing games now.
Yes.
And we've got a big...
Rocket of Chickamauga is
Yep,
going to be...
That's a big game, and we're going to get to it. It's going to be a blast.
I'm looking forward to it.
I wouldn't mind playing that over a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Trying to pick a scenario that's
bigger.
a little bit bigger and just plan on 2 or 3 Fridays doing it.
I'm down with that.
So, because I love that system. I'm going to bring my fancy dice too. You just have the basic dice that are in the box. I bought the fancy dice.
Oh, nice. Do you buy it with the original one, or you just buy them?
I bought them at WBC when you weren't there 2 years ago.
Okay.
I just bought a pack of them and threw them in my most fearful sack.
Is it like 6 dice like you had in this?
It's the same dice, they just have symbols on them.
They didn't change the colors or anything?
Nope. So you have the CSA and you have the US flag. They just look cool.
Well, we're definitely going
Yeah. I'll
definitely bring those.
I will bring those.
Yeah, that's everything that we're going to play in September as well.
One other comment I want to make, right?
Sure.
This will come out in our October, actually it'll come out in our September video when we talk about October.
Yes.
Right? We will be going to Essen
Yes.
in October. I think we leave on October the 16th, which is a Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, or a Friday. I don't remember.
We're going to be leaving at some point, which I'm not going to publicize when.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point.
No, that's fine. But yeah, we're going to Essen. Very excited.
Yep.
And
We're going to Germany.
we've been doing a lot of planning for that.
Yep.
We've got most everything kind of all booked up and sorted out of what
And
we're going to do.
planned out.
And planned out.
So I bring that up because I'm extremely excited. We're
Yes.
about a month away. Graciously, Sound of Drums Games is assisting us.
Yes.
They are assisting us with some badges and some accommodations. Very appreciative of them. I'm going to give them the title sponsor for the October Wargame Watch on the blog. But very excited. We've got great historical plans. We're going to Paris. We're going to Mons. We're going to the Maginot Line. We're going to the Ardennes. We're going to
Market Garden.
Market Garden,
We're gonna go to
Normandy, St. Mary-Glisse. I'm so excited I can't even.
Yeah, and then we're going to do Essen at the end of all
Yep.
that.
Then we're going to play 3 or 4 days worth of games and see people, meet some people, German and Polish content creators that we have some things lined up with, some publishers. I'm just so excited.
So, you will see a ton of content from us during that time, and as a result of all of that, what I would say is this is your official announcement that we're going.
Well, I wanted to say it because I want people to start
Yes.
thinking about, can you come to Essen for one day and just say hi?
Or
right?
if you're going to be at Essen, so are we. Please come and say hi.
Let us know.
Like, please come and say hi, and we'll
Yeah.
figure out some time, maybe like on a lunch, where like if we'll go and hang out at some like pub or stuba,
Well,
and if everyone wants to come and say
At
hi,
the worst, we'll say hi and chat for 5 or 10 minutes,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I know we're going to be busy. We have some things lined up, but I'm just so excited.
Yes.
I very much am looking forward
come and
to
say
it.
hi and rep the war games.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Yes.
Do you remember when we played Pandemic Legacy and we used to say, save the board games, save Essen? You remember that?
Yes.
You remember that?
I do remember that.
It's kind of funny that like 8 years later, we're actually getting to go.
Did we end up nuking Essen?
I feel like we did. We had no choice. So the board game convention got destroyed. But it stopped the zombie horde.
Great.
So
Good
anyway,
fun.
Good fun. Good times.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up so if anybody wants to plan, they can plan.
Get yourselves out there and come say hi. So I think that's most things. Oh, okay. Just a couple like random bits. So from Noble Knight Games, I picked up.
I want to get.
Yes, I
War
picked
and
up
Peace as
Breitenfeld from Decision Games, one of their folio games. And you might be like, Alexander, why did you buy Breitenfeld? And the question is a good one. The answer is I have a problem. But this really is my excuse to talk about the 30 Years' War. There is a whole video about this book coming out that I did in our From Cover to Cover series. But I just wanted a big shout out to Bill Simone, who's a friend of the show. And do it publicly.
Friend. Bill's a great guy.
It's a mensch. He was reading this and he was posting about it in our Patreon-only Slack channel. And I was like, oh, dang, I have that on the shelf. This is my impetus to read it. And so he was reading it and he made like a thread for each of the chapters and put like a little summary and his thoughts. And so then I was reading it a little bit after him and was like kind of replying. We had a discussion for each one of them. Wonderful time. Really cool piece of history. And then I was looking at my shelves like, I don't have a single game on the 30 Years' War. I used to, but I don't have any. So I picked up this because it would be playable, and at some point I will solo this bad boy probably, because when else am I going to get to this?
Sure.
But yeah, that's why I got this, and big shout out to Noble Knight Games for that. It was awesome.
The only other thing I wanted to bring up, well, I actually wanted to bring up two things, if that's okay.
How dare you?
So we were provided this as a review copy
Yes.
from Avalon Digital, Philippe Hardy. This is War and Peace, Mark McLaughlin's Napoleonic Wars Wargame 7th edition, right? So this is the newest edition. It is beautiful.
Yes.
We were looking through this. It is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what this retails for, but I can tell you the contents are amazing. The cards are beautiful.
That's the most amount of bags I've ever seen in a game.
Because there's this many counters, right? That's about 10 sheets, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
And those are pretty widely spaced, and they're pre-rounded,
They
which
are
is nice.
pre-rounded counters. They're very small, though, but there's not a lot of information on them.
I'll be honest, those are bigger than the ones in the edition that I have.
Which we never
I think I
played.
have like the 4th or 5th edition, the one from One Small Step.
One Small Step, yep.
And I've got it, and I've wanted to play it for ages, and it just came out with this nice new edition. I'm like, we'll do this, which is exciting.
So this is a game, you need to unbox this, right? And I would like to play this, say, in September or October.
Yes.
I don't know when it's going to fit in.
We
won't do September, but
it'll
maybe
definitely be in
October.
October. No, we'll do it.
I would love to play this because this is one of those classic games that we've talked a lot about playing over the years.
It was on the Shelf of Shame, and we never got to it. So this is both a new game and a Shelf of Shame game. So it's going to take a couple boxes.
So anyway, I wanted to point that out. The second thing that I wanted to point out, as we go on our trip to Northwestern Europe, right? Isn't that be Northwestern Europe? I mean, it's like France, the lowlands, France, parts of Germany, up into Normandy, up into Holland. I mean, isn't that Northwestern France? Or Northwestern Europe?
Yeah.
Kind of. Anyway, as we go on that, we're going to be in the car for what we figured 15 to 20 hours over a week period.
It will be a minimum of like 22 hours.
Okay, there you go. So we have decided we are going to buy an audiobook, Guns of August.
Yes.
Very classic book about World War I.
2008 Guns of August that everyone's read apart from us.
We are going to buy that on an audiobook, and we're going to listen to that, or try to, as we go around to some of the spots. If we don't finish it on the trip, I think we're going to then...
That long flight home will definitely...
finish it on the flight home. I'm excited about that. Then we're planning to do a from cover to cover
Yes.
video on that.
Which that'll be cool, because I believe the first one we've done together.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it will be, I also really like I've done some really weird, obscure books.
Sure.
But I think that's what I really liked about the 30 Years War is
Yeah.
this is a book that my dad read.
Okay.
This is a book, it was written in 1938.
Okay.
So
Wow.
everyone who's a history person
Has
has
read
read
that.
this. And so it was I finally read, I almost give a classical piece of popular
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
And Guns of August is a modern classic piece of
Yeah.
history. So I think it's also quite fitting for...
Well, and it's also a little bit fitting because we're going to go to some of those spots.
Yeah, I think we're planning to at least
Right.
go to Verdun and to go to Mons.
Yep. And then we'll see some other places as we
Yes.
drive. But yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
I think that'll be fun. So I wanted to bring that up. So thanks for indulging
Lots
me.
of cool bits and pieces coming in the future, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is we will launch into the topic of today's debrief.
We have to have a video from our sponsor.
But not before our sponsorship commercial from Noble Night Games.
Here at Noble Night Games, we've been carefully growing the world's largest selection of board games, role-playing games and dice, war games, miniatures and paints, card games, and more. Going on 25 years now. Our rustic castle contains more game and hobby goodness than you can shake a stick at. Complete with careful packaging and the finest customer service the land can provide. You can buy, sell, trade from anywhere in the world, just like nature intended. Noble Night Games.
I love Noble Night.
Noble Night Games are awesome.
Yeah. I want to go back so badly. We went about a year and a half ago, and
They also want us to go back because we have a lot of games for them.
we might need to rent a truck because I think we're both going to be brutal.
I also think it'll be one of those things where everyone else is going to know that we went because everyone's wish list is going to ping.
Yeah, there you go.
Trip off so many
Well, we
board
just have
games.
so many games. It's my wife kind of told me, when are you guys? She asked me when are you guys going back there again? I said, honey,
She's like, it's next week,
yeah,
right?
I'm like, I don't know when it's going to happen, but maybe after the first of the year. But anyway, Noble Night. If you don't know anything about Noble Night, please check them out.
Yeah.
You can find any game generally that you want. They have it, right? And they're going to get it out to you pretty quickly. A lot of the games are like old, outdated, out of print, and you can find them. So we've bought many of our games. Many of the games that we will show tonight have come from
Yes.
Noble Night.
Or
over the
you
years.
can get them from there as well.
Yes.
So,
But into the topic.
yes, the topic for today is modern classics. So, and last month, we talked about kind of classic war games. And
That was a fun video. I
it
enjoyed
was
doing
really
that.
fun, but we were immediately like, well, we've got to do modern classics
Yeah.
to follow up. And so there is an unconscionable amount of games on this table just out of shot that you can't see. And so we might have to blitz through some of these.
Yeah,
But
we'll need to go through them quickly.
these are, I think we're going to talk about games which both already are like established as kind of modern classics, or ones that like we think will be as well.
Yep.
Where it's like,
Well, I think
these
really-
are so just
Yeah.
good, solid games.
They are really good, solid games that we have enjoyed. And I think as we have explored them, learned from them, it has expanded our knowledge of the hobby, our exposure to the hobby, and ultimately launched us on this crazy journey.
Yeah.
Many of these games we played together at the first, I'm talking about games like Combat Commander and Labyrinth and Wilderness War. These are games that we played together when we didn't really even know much about wargaming.
And they have so much staying power
Yep.
that not only are we still talking about them, but like they weren't even new when we played them
No.
first. And like they've been around for a surprisingly
Yeah.
long time, even though they feel very modern because they're still in production and still getting expansions and things like
So I think that's the definition of modern in this example is probably after the 2000s, right? I mean, this is not 1980, 1985, 1990 games.
Or
These
like
are generally
late 90s.
yeah,
would
they're
be
they're
like
generally after the
turn of the century.
turn
yeah.
of the century. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I think also one other kind of thing to that is typically most of these aren't just a standalone game. Some of them are, but
Many
a
of
lot
them
of
are
them have
series.
fueled a series or have started like an entire movement in
Yep.
in wargaming, and so you'll see some of that, just like we talked about kind of in the classic ones as well.
Yep.
So where to even kick it off?
I did want to say this also.
Sure.
It's very interesting as you look at these two stacks. It's represented by like 3 publishers, and that kind of bothers me a little bit.
Sure.
But I just think that's the way it is.
Yeah, that's not a knock on anyone or anything. That's just
No. There are a lot of other great games, but I think these are games that we have found, actually 4 publishers, that have formed our opinion of wargaming and brought us more and more into the hobby.
Yes, and I think there's some things that I think will become that, or could be, that I already have on the shelves.
Yeah.
But in 10, 15 years' time, we'll be able to say definitively, hey, I'm thinking about like ILAO 1807.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's
is
hard
gonna
to
go
say that's
somewhere.
a modern classic when we've just played it and it's the first game in the series.
Yeah.
But give me a couple more games and I may say, oh, this is real. And we do believe it's good.
And like how much, broader staying power does it have in kind of people's minds?
Yes.
Like, are people still going to be doing that in 5, 6 years' time? They
Yep.
should be, because it's amazing, but you just never know. And it's like, where do you even start? We're going to start with Paths of Glory, because we already talked about it.
And actually, we were going to grab Crusade and Revolution
Yes,
as well.
so,
it's right there, right by Napoleonics.
Yes, it's the big one, isn't it?
Because it uses the same system.
Yes.
Different designer, but it uses
Paths of Glory is like the one. I also happen to have Pursuit of Glory, which is the sequel. And then there's also Illusions of Glory, which is the East Front.
I own.
Do
them.
you?
Yep, it's just on my shelf.
Good to know.
I've got to
I'm glad you said, so I didn't buy it.
get it together. So,
And Crusade and Revolution is from Compass Games, uses the same system.
yep.
We've played this one, we played this one. I
You
soloed
played that
this one with the solo CDG method. But Paths of Glory is kind of where it all started. It is a card-driven game. It is a rich game. It is a deep game. And
It is a long game.
It is a long game, and it's World War I in a box, basically. Think about it that way.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of detail to it. There's constraints that you have to fight within. There's all sorts of things which are outside of your control or force you into things like mandated offensives that like you rolled that die and like you got to do something. You're like, I don't want to do it. But it's those, it's the upper echelons of forcing you to do things that typically you might not want to do, but that's what we're doing. And then you get very crunchy, rich tactical combats. Here's my values, here's your values, here's some modifiers. We roll some dice on the CRT. You take losses, I take losses, how that's adjudicated. The supply stuff, the replacements, the unit types and stackings, and the different combat tables for unit sizes. Unbelievably rich, really, really cool. Pursuit of Glory is just kind of the Balkans and the Middle East focused in. Very different feel. Same rules, same constraints, but this is much smaller armies and units, and it's much more open, and there's a lot more movement. It's kind of crazy, but it's really fun.
And this has Lawrence of Arabia in it, right?
Yep. And it,
There he is, right on the spine.
yes, and it's just great fun.
Well, recently, just as a side note, I rewatched Prometheus,
Sure.
and David is like worshiping.
Yeah, he watches Lawrence of
And he-
Arabia in the beginning.
He makes his hair like what's his name?
Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole makes his hair like him and talks like him, and every pater. Anyway, just
Yeah, well, it
Sorry.
is. It's like, doesn't that hurt? Yes. The trick is not to mind.
yeah.
And then Crusade and Revolution, same system,
William
Spanish
Potter, not
Civil
Harry
War in a
Potter.
box.
Yep.
And unbelievably good game. Also from Noble Knight.
I think this is one of the best games on the Spanish Civil War that I've ever played.
Yep.
We've only played a couple, but this is by far the best game.
And this is like, because what, this was like, I think 1935, 1936?
1936 to 39.
36. But like, they're using World War I tactics and weapons for half of it. So it fits this system really well.
Yep.
But there's enough changes and different things where like, it just works so well.
Yeah.
That like this system that Ted Racer designed has got all these different iterations and it spawned all this stuff, but like, it's
This
just
designer
so good.
is Brad Stock and Brian Stock.
Yes.
And I think Illusions of Glory is
someone
else.
I
I think
don't
it's
know.
someone else.
And this one is David Gomez
Reloso.
Rioso. And but like, so good. Like really good, and you can play this one on Rally the Troops.
Yep.
And
Well, and I think these classic CDG systems really, when these started coming out, it was a new form of wargaming.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that don't want to play them, right? They
Yeah.
they don't like cards, and I understand that. I think that's a shame that they won't get over that, because some of my favorite games are card-driven games. Empire of the Sun, many Wilderness War. They're so good.
And a lot of that started with We the People, which
Yep.
then turned into Washington's War. I think that was
War.
one of the very first CDGs.
And I didn't bring Washington's War, but I would say Washington's War is also one of these games.
And it is a classic, but I think that was the first one.
Sure.
And it's like,
It's the system has grown.
it's fine, yeah. And I think what it's grown into with things like Paths of Glory, with the richness and the depth, is why Paths of Glory is where it is.
Sure.
And I like that more, and I think that's got a bit more staying power.
Yeah.
Like if you ask me, hey, Washington's War or Paths of Glory?
I
To me-
totally get it. They're different games.
Yes.
But I agree. One is different and probably better than the other, and that's fine.
And that's comparing apples to oranges. It really is.
Right. They're both amazing games.
But yeah.
I think about the Great Statesman series that we have played, Churchill,
Yeah.
Pericles, most recently,
I was supposed to get Churchill off the shelf, and I
Well-
didn't. I think it's over there somewhere.
Congress of Vienna.
Amazing.
We have seen that system mature and turn into what I think ultimately Mark envisioned when he created it. Those are also classic games,
Yes.
right? I would play any of those games at any time.
I think Churchill is like classic.
It's just so good.
I think Congress of Vienna could become classic. I think
Yes.
the length might be a bit of a
It's-
no-no
but
for
it's-
some people.
it's still damn
but
amazing.
I think what they've done with the system with that is it's going to be around for a long time.
Well, I wanted, let me talk about one of mine. And I feel like you feel the same way about Combat Commander that I do. I might
yeah,
have greater affinity for it. And I know why, because I love cards and games. I always have. But I also love the tactical scale and just the way that it all works. I have no control, right?
Yeah.
My
Or
control
you
is
have
very
less
limited
control, yeah.
to the cards that are in my hand. But to me, that's the great thing about the game. Combat Commander, in my opinion, is one of the greatest tactical war games ever created. Now, many people are screaming at me, oh, ASL's so good. I've played ASL. You've played ASL.
Indeed, it's a classic war game from the last video.
And I like ASL more than you, I believe.
Yes.
I still like this better. And why is that? Because I'm a wussy. I don't want all that detail and crunch. I don't need it. This, to me, has enough of it and creates a fun and interesting experience. Some of my greatest memories from this game is sitting across the table from you, learning war games, learning this system, and realizing what I can do and what I can't do, and then trying to make you believe that I can do whatever I want. That's one of the greatest things about this game.
Yeah.
I love to think about Combat Commander. We have probably played 30 scenarios of Combat Commander over the years, both Mediterranean, European,
this box,
Pacific.
various battle packs,
And
Pacifics.
I, at the last sale, bought the other 3 battle packs that I didn't own. They're all sitting on my shelf. I've done nothing with them yet. But I love Combat Commander. I love everything about it. I appreciate that Chad Jensen created this system and that his wife, partner Kai, has continued it. And there's a new version of it, right? There's a couple new games. There's the island hopping campaign, and then they also have the Vietnam.
And they're also doing the big box deluxe with
Yeah,
all the
the
stuffs in it.
20th anniversary or whatever they're calling it. Very excited.
Which this game originally came out in 2006.
Yeah, it did.
And I think that's what's really cool is, I think about something like ASL and the tactical games that are inspired by that. You
Yep.
can tell, right? I think about something like Lock and Load Publishing.
Yeah, Lock and Load Tactical.
That's more in the Lock and Load Tactical. Sorry, that's more in the ASL school.
Yep.
Lots of detail, lots of crunch, not a ton of hidden information. Well, there's some scenarios.
2013, but that was
That's
third
the
printing.
printing. Yeah, so it's 06
Yeah, there you go.
and then -13.
Yeah, there you go.
So, whereas Combat Commander was really trying to do a different thing. We
Yeah.
went a little bit lighter, and we introduced these cards, and it's its own school of thought when it comes to what a tactical
Agreed.
game could be. And so I really like what this is. I like where it sits on the heaviness scale as well, because a lot of tactical games get lost in the weeds.
Yeah.
And this one toes that line really nicely, and it's
Yeah.
like, we're just playing it. We're
Well,
having a good time.
and I think you are absolutely correct. ASL is the mother of all tactical games. It spawned all of them. It's on the deeper end of the pool. It's much more complex and complicated. We have done only the starter kits.
Yes.
And that's enough complexity for me. I've actually enjoyed it. In fact, Mike is supposed to come sometime.
Yeah, we just got to figure out
I'm
time.
going to take a day off, and we're gonna play more of that, and then I think we're going to get together and do something else. But I love Combat Commander. I can't wait to play the new iterations and the new versions coming out. I just love it. I can't say enough good about it. I understand why some people don't like it. I do.
Yeah, sure.
They want control, and I'm not so sure you can have as much control as
Which you have in ASL, and this is a different school of thought.
It is.
And I think that's what I liked about
a
it.
little more chaos, a little more randomness, but it creates a great narrative and creates
Just
a very
like trying
fun
to
and
adapt
interesting.
to whatever you have as your tools.
I've never played a scenario of that I didn't have a good time,
Yeah.
even when you trounced me.
Something a little bit different. This is Omaha Beach, DDR Omaha Beach from Decision Games. You can see this is my very old copy. Gosh, when was this one from? Doesn't really say. This is from 2009. There's a lot of much nicer printings.
Well,
than
and
this
I
one.
have Tarawa,
And I have Saipan,
I have Iwo Jima.
and I also have Peleliu.
Yeah, so we have played many of these, and I love Butterfield's system. This system of the interlocking fields of fire and the different colors is amazing.
Yes.
I love it.
This is a solitaire-only game. Butterfield's an incredible solo designer. He did RAF, which I thought about putting on this list.
And I love RAF too.
Because it is classic and it is kind of its own thing. But I kind of went with the D-Day At series because I think that has a bit more of a broader appeal within wargaming, and it has spawned a long series that more people have kind of gotten involved in, and Omaha Beach is where it all started, right? This is a classic game. You're playing this, and this was released in, you're doing Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
That opening scene, you're doing that.
I mean, it says 09.
Yeah.
Is that this edition?
That is this printing, but I think this is one of the
okay.
first ones.
So,
but I could be wrong about that.
Because I got Tarawa in like 2016, and I think that was the third game in the series, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was the second game in the series.
This says 09, and it doesn't say oh, this is the 2.0 rules. I'm pretty sure this was the first one.
Okay.
But I love this series.
And I agree with you. I love this series. Even though I've never come close to winning Tarawa or Iwo Jima, I've enjoyed playing them.
Yeah, and Saipan was really cool, crushingly difficult as well.
Almost unwinnable.
And I think Peleliu is the only one I haven't played.
Yeah.
But we'll get to it. But sometimes the classic war games look like Solitaire, right? We talked about B-17 last time. This is something that I think this series has staying power. Will never get old.
Yeah.
Because you're just playing it on your own, and it turned a hex and counter war game into a very intelligent attack and defense game, and it's awesome to attempt these extremely difficult things and put yourself into it, and it's just so fun. It's a really enjoyable game.
I would agree that system is amazing.
And the card play is real cool.
Yep, it is. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out, and many people are going to disagree with me, and I don't care. Angola from Multiman Publishing.
Yes.
Now, this is like the third or fourth edition. It used to be by the Ragnar Brothers or Ragnarok Brothers, but this is the Multiman What the hell? This box is backwards. What in the freak? Did you get in my collection?
Nope.
If you don't know anything about Angola, this is an asymmetric up to four player?
It's a 4-player team game.
Team
It's
game,
like
but
2-on-2.
yeah, both sides are asymmetric. One is more the the rebel groups, and the other is the more government.
It's the government, and then they're like paramilitary allies.
Right, but this game is so cool. Volko Runke, who designed the coin series, used this game as a basis for the coin series. Right, the initiative order, some of how the asymmetry is, and some of the card effects as well. This game I was very intimidated by for many, many years. I'd heard a lot of people say, oh, it's really hard. We broke down and played this, I think, 3 years ago at WBC with Dan Bullock,
Yep.
Mike, our friend Mike, and the two of us. I had such a good time with this, enjoyed it so much, and could feel the roots of a couple games that we have enjoyed. We've had an argument. It's not coin series, but it has some similarities.
Yeah, you can see where the inspiration comes from.
Right.
With you've got these. I think firstly the time period.
Yep.
Where it's this modern-ish.
Yeah. The
conflicts.
1970s.
But it's also deeply asymmetric with
Mm-hmm.
what you're trying to do, and then, but actually what you're doing with your pieces, where it's spreading them out, is almost more important than having death stacks.
Yeah.
I mean, it is more important. And so the way that you play this game, the types of forces that you're using, so both conventional and unconventional,
Yep.
and how you're doing that, you can see where the inspiration comes from, for sure. Like this, now, yeah, but like the building your order decks is very Levian campaign.
Yeah, it is
right?
so
That's
interesting.
where that goes.
Yeah.
But the actual like conflict type and the forces is very coin.
Yes.
And Volgo's not afraid to tell you that.
No.
I think that he would say this is his favorite
Yep.
game.
And I have enjoyed this game significantly. I was surprised about how much I enjoyed it. And there's actually another game set in the American Revolutionary War using this same system. What's the name of that game?
Crown and Crescent.
Crown and Crescent. I can't wait for that one to come out because I want to try it.
I've been waiting a long time.
Yeah,
and I'll wait some more.
Been announced about 3 years ago.
I've got it on pre-order.
But I very much love Angola. I'm glad to have this in my collection. It will never leave my collection. Our friend Larry has played this, and he loves it.
It's very good.
I've never met anyone that didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's a long game.
It is.
We took about 8 hours to get through like 7 or 8 turns, and ultimately we decided to call it because it was
Dan
clear
was crushing
that
us.
one side
It
was
was
killing
not
us. But I love this game. There's some written content on my blog about this.
So
But I think that is a definite modern classic.
and we'll slide right on into the coin
Coin
series.
series.
I've
And
got Andy and Abyss. 'cause
We
it's the
could
first
line
one.
every one of them up. Probably our favorites are Andy and Abyss, Fire in the Lake. I like Liberty or Death quite a bit. The British Way is amazing. So those are some of our favorites. They're all good.
Yeah,
Pendragon's amazing.
I've got all these favorites, but I think Andy and Abyss, Cuba Libre, and Fire in the Lake are the ones that people would be like classic. I think
Yeah.
those are the most recognizable. Those were the first 3 in the
Yep.
series, and Fire in the Lake is Vietnam in a box. It's amazing. Andy and Abyss is where it all started.
This is Narcos.
This is Narcos in a box,
Yep.
and it's just such a good
Amazing.
game. It being the first one,
Yeah.
it just is what it is.
Yep.
Right? A lot of the other games, they're adding in a bunch of stuff
Yep.
and all these different cool things, which is awesome.
Yep.
But then you play this one, and it's just like, hey, man,
Yep.
put guys out, fight guys,
Yep.
do my cool stuff. It's just the core rules, basically.
You know, it's so interesting because I hear a lot of people online or commenting on our videos when we talk about a coin series or a coin series game. Boy, I just don't understand it. I don't understand how you can control anything. I don't understand how you win the game. Blah, 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 right? I have played Andy and Abyss about 50 times. You've played it probably 100 times, 150 times.
Yeah.
Most of those have been on Rally the Troops.
Yes.
It never ceases to amaze me the amount of control that I have in what goes on, while at the same time not having control. And I can see why people feel that initially, but the reality of this game is you do have way more control than you realize.
If you're playing in such a way where you don't have control,
You're not playing it.
You're not doing it
Yeah.
properly.
So I say that sounds elitist. We've played enough coin series games that I know how to play them. They are not random. They are not out of control. You have control. You just need to play them correctly.
And there might be phases in the game where you get into a defensive cycle, where it feels
Right.
like all you're doing is reacting.
Or you're being pummeled turn after turn after turn. That's going to happen. Understand there's
flip.
going to be a pendulum. you're going to pummel somebody.
Yeah, and if you're getting pummeled, everyone else can see it,
Yep.
and we'll start pummeling the guy who's pummeling
Yep.
you, which will give you it will alleviate that, so you can get back on your feet and
get
get
back
yourself
in it.
reestablished. But yeah, I love the coin series. I'll play any coin game, and this is kind of where it all started. And again, following on from Angola, you can see those inspirations, the way
Yep.
that the factions are so different, but they need each other. There's interplay, and it's just a wonderful game. And I think this one's just a really
Yep.
good starting point, because it's
Yep.
it's meaty, but it's not overwhelming.
Yeah. Really quick story. Recently, I finished a game on Rally the Troops, and I had some of the greatest interactions with my ally. I was the government. He was the
AUC.
the AUC. And we were starting out, and we were playing together, and he decided to build a base where I didn't want him to build a base. And if you know anything about the way the government works there, if they don't have a base, they have to leave at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the propaganda round. So getting into a space is extremely vitally important for them.
And very difficult.
And very difficult. So when I was ready to do that, and when I saw the opportunity to do it, I moved in and I took his base out. And he railed on me in the comments, and I said, just give me a couple of turns and you'll absolutely see. And then I obliterated the FARC.
Yeah.
And I think at the end, he was like, I get it now. And I said, you need to understand, as I consider them the small ally, right?
Yes.
The government's the big boy. The government has all the power. And if the government doesn't keep the FARC in challenge or in check, it's over. They will win the game. And everybody needs to understand that, and don't get in my way when I'm trying to do what I need to do to stop the FARC. Because does AUC have the ability to stop FARC? Not really.
They can.
They can.
They should.
But not early as much.
The way I see it is the government's the hammer.
Yep.
And the AUC's the scalpel.
I would agree.
And
at that time of the game, the hammer
you
needed to step
the hammer.
forward.
And there's a time and a place for all
Yep.
of them.
And I remember explaining to him in the comments that if I didn't do what I just did, in 3 rounds, I think FARC would have won.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry I took out your base. You should have asked me. And he was like, ask you? And I'm like, we're allies, man.
Yeah.
You should have communicated, hey, I really want to go in there. I would have told you, you know what? I got to get in there and I got to bring the hammer. But those kind of interactions in this game is what makes it classic. That's my opinion.
Agreed. The more table talk you have in a coin game, the better your coin game's going to be.
And that coin game on Rally the Troops was amazing. Yeah. That was probably some of the greatest table talk I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
I actually saw someone, because on the digital adaptation, most people don't sabotage LOCs.
No.
This guy was sabotaging the hell out of LOCs, and it was killing me.
Yeah.
And I reminded myself, in the game, I would be sabotaging the LOCs, but for some reason online, people don't do it.
Well,
anyway,
I think, yeah, that's one thing I think
it's
is really
interesting.
interesting about that Andy and Abyss specifically, is people don't do it because FARC's typically the only one who's doing it.
Yeah.
But they usually can put so much other pressure early on that they don't need to.
Sure.
And so they don't do it.
But it's interesting, in the physical board game, I feel like that happens a lot. LOCs get sabotaged like crazy.
I think that's why I like Vietnam, Fire in the Lake so much, is
Yeah.
because that's such an integral part
It's
of
a
the
big
game.
part of it.
There's even more emphasis
Yep.
on that with
Agreed.
the movement rules.
Agreed.
That they really emphasize that, which I really liked.
So I wanted to cover one more, and then we can go on. So I brought out this tri-pack. This is tri-pack number 2. This is the one that we played with Mark Miklos. We played Germantown. If you don't know anything about the Battles of the American Revolution, BOR, right?
Yes.
From GMT Games, designed by Mark Miklos. It is a series of tactical scale, maneuver-focused hex and counter war games covering the American Revolution, right? At a certain scale.
Yeah.
We have played, how many of these have we played now? 4? 1, 2, 3.
3?
3. Savannah, Brandywine, and now this. I am so glad that we have played these. I'm so glad that we've explored these. I'm so glad that we got to know Mark Miklos and we've been able to play with him.
Yeah.
Because to me, the greatness of this series has been revealed over the past couple of years, particularly as we have played some of the later games. I've learned more from Germantown and Savannah than I ever did from Brandywine about the system, how it works, how it integrates the historical differences between the Patriots and the British, professional soldiers versus volunteer soldiers, militia versus regulars. All of those elements, I think Mark does such a great job in this series modeling that to me it's an instant classic. Now, 5 years ago, I would not have thought that because we had not
We didn't have the experience with
played it. Now that we've played 3, I'm like, we're going to play one more of these. Didn't we decide we were going to play a Riskany?
Yes.
Is that one in this? It is.
Yes, yes.
We're going to do a Riskany because it's kind of a irregular.
Very divergent, yeah, got some cool extra bits in it.
So we're going to do that one probably later in the year. But I have found that this system really mimics and models the American Revolution in a very playable, very realistic system.
It just does it so well. Like, and I'm not a big AmRev guy,
Sure.
but I can tell playing this with Mark and him talking through everything, how both good of a game it is, but also how good of a simulation it is.
Yeah.
Like, the choice between having a +1 morale versus a 0 morale that he put on a counter isn't arbitrary. It's because he knows and
Yeah,
researched
the historical
that, of,
elements
what
of it.
happened and what they did and what capabilities they should have represented in
Yep.
the game. And I love this series. It's been around for a long time. They've had a lot of volumes, and they're going into the small bore series
Yep.
because it's a classic. It's not going anywhere. They're repackaging these into these new tri-packs so that A, good value, and B, you get nice mounted maps with them.
Yeah, I
Giving
think
them a refresh.
all of these have been out of print for several years. They
And-
put it together, and now they're all 4 in one box.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Like we were
I love
saying
it.
with the DSEs, something that gets a tri-pack or a new iteration of it, it's because it's got staying power. It's
Yeah.
because people want to play it, and it's
Yep.
going to be around for a while.
They still have, even after all these years, 30 and 40 people coming to these tournaments at WBC.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good showing,
Agreed.
right? So, Boar. I think it's a classic series, and I think that the games that we have played have been so interesting that I want to play them all. And eventually,
Agreed,
one day,
agreed.
we're going to get to all of them.
Next up, we're going to talk about the Standard Combat series.
I brought one of my favorites.
And I brought 2, which I think are like the classics. Because this is brand new.
Yep.
This is a great entry point to the series if you can get a hold of it. One map, nice and easy. But I think I like these 2 in the sense that Ardennes 2 is a reissue of Ardennes, and this is Africa, 2nd edition, Africa 2, a reissue from like the very first one, which was called Africa from like 1993. And so like these 2 are ones like everyone played back in the day, back
Yeah.
in the 90s, and they got new editions. This is like modern, like
Yeah, this came out
a couple of years ago, 2020, and it's like still so good.
Yep.
But I know that like a ton of people played these in
Well,
some form or
and
another.
we've played this together, and I thought it was amazing.
Yes.
Like, I enjoyed the hell out of this game.
And I soloed this one,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
What other SCS games have we played? We've played a couple. I bet we've played 5 or 6. I'm just trying to remember. I'm drawing a blank.
Have we? I don't know. I have them all, but I'm not sure.
Are these the only 3 that we've played then? No, that's not true. Anyway, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter. But the Standard Combat Series system really is a very standard system.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
These are
what the
from
name is.
MMP. They used
Yep.
to be from the Gamers.
The Gamers.
But before MMP kind of picked them up and ran with them. A very accessible hex encounter war game system.
Yep.
So
What number is that?
this one?
Number 2.
Number
That's
2.
number 2.
Yeah.
So this one's number 25. It was reissued.
I think the first one was, was it Fallschirmjäger? Or was it that?
And then this one is number 21.
Yeah.
And they
I
just
can't
announced
remember what the first
Fallschirmjäger
one
is coming out in a new edition.
Yeah, that was one of the
And I have
first or third.
I have
it was a
one of
very
the
early
original
one.
copies.
Gosh, I can't remember what the old, the first one. But
yeah, anyway.
But these are so popular, and they're still making games in this series. Like,
Yeah.
I've got the North Africa, the Desert Rats one.
Yep.
This was from 2021.
Yep.
It's a big game, 4 maps. But, like, they're still making these because the series has staying power.
Well, it's just so playable. not overly done, although they do have specific different rules for each of the different iterations of the system or series.
The series rules is 8 pages. Your game-specific rules might be
6
2.
to 8. Yeah, that's
Like
true.
it's honestly like for these small ones, it's very small. For something like Ardennes that's a bit bigger, Desert Rats is a bit bigger, it might be kind of 4, 5, 6 pages.
Isn't Chariots of Fire and S? No, those are BCS.
That's BCS.
Sorry, I'm getting.
Which I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, 'cause Ardennes was number 25, but the original Ardennes, I'm pretty sure, was the very first one. I'm almost 100% positive about
this is
that.
Ardennes too, yeah.
So I think this was 1 and 2, and I think these are like, everyone played them, and they've got these new editions of them, and they're beautiful. That's, again, a sign of something that's a modern classic. The series is really good, and I think the accessibility of these Hex Encounter war games is what makes them classic, right?
Yeah.
Some of the games that we've talked about today, kind of intense.
Yep.
8 pages of rules to play a big old war game that the rules have been around since the early 90s. 93 was the first one, I think. But like, they've been around that long, but they've just gone through enough clarifications where it's one of the slickest, cleanest rule books you'll ever read.
Yeah, it's just honed and it's clear and concise.
And is I move my guys, I shoot my guys.
Not
there's
overly
a bombard
complex.
phase. It's not. It's
but it's
not
a great
crazy,
system.
But it works. You play a big war game and it's done with.
This is, I think, my favorite one of the ones we've played. Although I very much enjoyed that.
This is a much bigger endeavor.
It's a much bigger.
It's
big.
big.
This is a 1-mapper. This is a 2-mapper.
And it's perfect, right?
Yep, it is.
You
play it
set
in
up,
4 or
you play
5
it, and
hours.
it's done with. Africa's really tight for that as well. Really fun.
Yeah, great game. Great game.
Those are awesome. I love that series, and I think that's not going anywhere. I hope there's lots more SCS to come in the future.
I wanted to talk about this one because I know we're starting to run a little long in the tooth. This is a vastly newer game, right?
Yeah, they're very new.
This was just from a couple of years ago. But this is the 3rd iteration of this series called the Tide series. The first was Pacific Tide by Greg Smith. The second one was Ostkrieg, which was by another designer, East Front. And then this one is Imperial Tide, the Great War. And now since, he's working on Insurgent Tide, Rebel Tide, American Civil War, War in Iraq, and one other, I believe. I'm drawing a blank. But this series, in my opinion, the genius of this series is it's a point-to-point movement series. You're moving from point to point on a map. Hexing, it's counters.
Yeah.
But you use cards. And the cards, you use your resource points to either buy new cards or to rebuy cards that you've already spent. And it's all about managing that war effort and those resources. This one I found to be my favorite of the couple that we've played because I thought Greg had the systems matured.
I agree, absolutely.
It matured. It got to the point where I felt like everything was tightened up and clear. And we had a blast with this one.
And it's such a cool concept. We have this big old hand of cards, and you play like half the hand, and then the other half in like the second phase of the turn. It's such a cool thing to contend with. So it's like a lot of mechanics that you kind of know, but he's got a new spin on them, and it works really well.
Yeah.
And it's. I also like a World War I game.
Yep.
I like a game where it's here's World War I in a box, and this is that. But it doesn't take nearly as long as something like Paths of Glory.
Well, and it's strategic, right? I would not say grand strategic, but it is strategic. I like that scale because it deals with, I think, so many other systems. One counter represents an entire army, right? I just think it's so good. I look forward to playing Rebel Tide and Insurgent Tide. I look forward to having that series grow and expand because it's just that good.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I think that's a good set of modern classics there for sure, those ones.
That one will never leave my collection because I just think it's that damn good.
Next up, I got Labyrinth. And you might be like, but why haven't you got Twilight Struggle on here? Because it's not a war game.
Well, and I love Twilight Struggle.
I do.
I think it's a great game.
And the reality is that's the game that spawned Labyrinth, right? But yeah, we're going to argue yes or no war game. Labyrinth, war
I think it's a war game. It's just war by other means. It's political war.
But I think that Labyrinth this is my favorite 2-player game of all time.
Well, and I think
I think
this
that's fair to say.
I think this was our first real true asymmetric game.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like that.
Meaning, I'm playing as the coalition in the United States, extremely different than the jihadist. Different actions, different menu of action, different way they go about things.
Different objectives.
Different objectives, different victory conditions. It's
No, like I have my set of rules, you
Yeah.
have your set of rules, and we play on the same board.
Yeah.
And
Coin is
It's-
like it, but Coin has more shared victory conditions.
yeah,
This
or
you
like-
have nothing in common
or
with
like
each other.
your actions reflect the same types of things that you're
Right.
doing. This
These
is
are very different.
Totally different. And I love this game, and it's had expansions
One,
to
two,
it.
3 expansions.
It's had
with a 4th coming up.
and it's had additions to it.
Yep.
This isn't going anywhere.
Well, there's been C3I content throughout the years in the magazine. I love Labyrinth, and I have such great memories of Labyrinth with you. We've played this game probably a dozen times, and I've never not had a good time. Now, I walked away from it, my head hurting, because I have no idea how I'm going to be able to do what I need to do. And I love to complain about that to you. It's part of my strategy.
This particular game is one of the most nasty
Oh, it's-
from the card standpoint because,
Yeah.
you know, in Twilight Struggle, I discard a card and your event goes off and you put out some guys.
Right.
This one is like you discard the card and it's just like all hell breaks
Yeah.
loose. Like it's like you only ever have a hand of your opponent's events. You never get
Yeah.
a hand of your own ones. It's just all
Yeah.
bad.
I feel badly for those people that probably have never experienced Labyrinth.
Yeah.
I have thought a lot about that over the years. Someone who hasn't played Labyrinth or Wilderness War or Combat Commander, I kind of feel badly, right? Because I feel like they're missing out on an entire another side of wargame. Wargaming.
The amount of tension and like
Yep.
pull my hair out looking at a hand of cards to try and get to do what I need to get done
Yep.
is unparalleled
Yeah.
in this game, and I don't think it's going anywhere.
Nope.
And it's
Well, like I said, they're working on the 4th expansion.
yeah, and
And they're all great.
they will continue to do so.
I would hope so.
But like, if you like this,
Is it 4? The Forever War, Arab Spring.
yeah, so it's The Awakening was the first one, which
is the Arab
Springs.
Spring.
Then
The
it
Forever
was
War.
Forever War.
So this is the third one.
This is the third one, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Al-Qaeda, the rise of Al-Qaeda.
like this is the G1 in a box. That's what it is.
It's amazing.
And almost no other game can claim that.
I would also agree this is probably my favorite 2-player game of all time.
Like
Hands down.
It's
And I
so
love
good.
Twilight Struggle. I really
And you
do.
like Combat Commander.
I love I think I like Labyrinth better.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
it's,
quite like
it's
it.
just great.
I also have DMBM Fu. This is one of the few kind of standalones we've got here. This is from Legion War Games, Kim Kang, and this is the second edition. DMBM Fu was a game that took us a long time to get to, and everyone was like, you gotta play DMBM Fu.
And it was worth finally
Really,
playing
really
it.
good. And it's not, I don't think this is a game that's going anywhere either, because it's this really cool siege game that for the defenders isn't totally boring. But because there's also this like whole supply mini game.
It's a
that's
mini
really
game
fun.
within the game, yeah.
Not a short game, a very
Nope.
long game.
In fact, we played, I want to say we played about 10 turns of this, and it took us the entire day.
I think we played 5
Did we play? And it took all
because
day.
it's a 15-turn game.
Yeah,
I remember
and
it being 3 lines.
It took all day long.
Because-
and I loved it, though.
because it's very involved,
Yep.
but it's
We were learning.
very awesome.
Yep. Very glad that we played
Very
this.
crunchy tactical combat.
I would
like,
agree.
Crazy, but like
Yeah,
what it does is awesome.
Fantastic game. I want to kind of cover. I want to
We'll
cover
do the
these.
40x.
Yeah, and we could get Normandy 44.
Yeah, because I think
we could get
Normandy
Ardennes.
is like the game.
I feel like I grabbed the ones that I could find on my shelf quickly.
I don't even know what I did. Oh, Ardennes right there. Sure.
I mean, we don't. Not like we need them. The 40X series. That's what I call it. I don't exactly know what the name of the series is.
No, that's what it's called.
Okay, I call it Mark Simonich. These games are amazing.
Yes.
We have played every single one of them that has been released. My favorite by far is Holland 44.
I think Holland 44 is my favorite, and I would say modern classic.
Oh, 100%.
because
To me, this is the classic one. These are all good games.
people will be like, but Normandy 44 is where it started. And you're
it's-
not wrong.
And it's also great.
And Normandy 44 is amazing.
Yep.
And I think Normandy 44 is a modern classic.
Yep.
But I also think that Holland 44
is the modern classic of the series.
right there.
Yep,
Like,
100%.
Those are the two, and I say that because they are exactly what they say they are, and they do it in a more reasonable amount of time than something like Ardennes.
Sure.
Ardennes, 2 maps, it's big,
It's huge.
it takes a really long time.
And we love that. I enjoyed the heck out of that. We had played this just after we played Ardennes 2 that we've already
Yes.
talked about. I liked a lot of the stuff in this one. I liked a lot of stuff in Ardennes 2. But this series, to me, the Zachbons are very interesting. I don't know that I fully understand them. How do they fit in mechanically with the way warfare works? I think they're a gaming mechanic that has been designed to create a low counter density system.
Yeah.
And that's okay by me.
But it's a fun thing to play
It is.
with and to do.
And the desperate defense is a hallmark of this series. The routines and processes for all the from airdrops to beach, there's a beach landing here. There's supply in this one really big time. Here there's airdrop procedures. They're all this one's got a lot of bridge blowing, and Normandy 44 has a lot of bridge blowing, and this has some bridge blowing. And
I think what makes Normandy and Holland so good is how focused they are.
Mm-hmm.
As well as the playtime, right? Those are both one-dayers.
Yep.
You can play them in a day.
Yep.
But Holland 44, here's 30 core, drive up the road.
Yep.
That's what you got to do. Now, how you do that's very difficult, but that's what you got to
And
do.
the airborne has to hang on for dear life because they're getting pummeled.
And Normandy is get everyone landed and then link up and push.
Yep.
Right? It's Solferino's kind of like that. It's a little more challenging. The terrain's kind of tough. Ardennes is so big, and it's kind of like figuring it all out, and it's a bit winding. And a lot of Ardennes games, it's kind of like what to do. And
Sure.
But I think what I like about Holland and Normandy is how focused they are. And here's my objectives, and we're immediately doing it. I'm not getting lost in the weeds of the strategy and tactics of the thing. And I think that's why they have such appeal. And their one map is basically as well.
Well, and I think it's also interesting. This is the first in the series that we played Holland 44. I'm not sure that wasn't the driving factor in me thinking that it's the best, because that was our first experience with it, and there's a bit of nostalgia there.
Sure.
Because I'm going to be honest, Normandy 44 was amazing.
Normandy is amazing.
Ardennes was amazing. I thought Salerno 43 was amazing. I enjoyed North Africa 41. I know this one is not necessarily the same.
No, but it might be one of my favorites.
Well,
I love that
shooting the cheeseburgers, that was a joke, into the combat was amazing. The way supply is used, I just love it for combat.
Yeah, the North Africa is a very divergent game from the rest of them, but it's really good.
These are such a classic system, and I think Holland 44 and Normandy are probably the 2 finest examples in that system, although they're all
and all
very
the
good.
Ardennes guys are like, you guys.
I know.
But I think Normandy and Holland have that, extra edge, because I think they're a bit more accessible for other people as well. Next up, I got Here I Stand.
Well, we got Virgin Queen back there. We have Tanto Monta at my house.
But Here I Stand is
the
right?
classic.
Here I Stand is Labyrinth, favorite 2-player game. Here I Stand, favorite multiplayer game.
Yep.
And it's that's my 2 favorite games of all time.
We play this every single year.
Yes.
At least once. I think this year we've played it twice.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, I
This
will
is
never get tired
an
of it.
incredible game about the wars of the Reformation in the 16th
I
century.
didn't realize you had a...
It came that way in the mail.
that sucks.
I was pretty annoyed about it.
Yeah.
But I also have the really nice Cube for Me insert set in here,
I've
which
got
you
mine
can get
as well.
which is well worth it.
Oh, it's
Those
beautiful.
are awesome.
I also love that we have the custom colored dice. It's amazing.
Yep. And
I've got the same thing in mind.
it's just this grand game. Everything's asymmetric. Everyone's doing their stuffs, and you're fighting these big wars, and you're yelling and screaming at each other for.
And the negotiation
8
and
to
the
10
treaty making
hours.
is so good.
And-
It's just so interesting.
And I never have a bad time.
Nope. I played as the Ottomans last time, and I've never enjoyed the Ottomans watching others play them. I'll tell you what, I had a great time with it.
Yeah.
Because I played every other faction. The Ottomans was the one that I had not played. And you know what? I had a blast with it.
And I played the French for the first time. I've played every faction now.
Yep.
And what a great time.
Yep.
But
Nothing...
incredibly challenging, but
Oh, yeah.
really fun.
The French I played one time, and I very much enjoyed it. I had no idea what I was doing. Although they're not that complex. They just don't have the military power.
No, and they've
to
got
do what they need to do.
They've got to try and make friends, and it's very
hard.
difficult to do.
But this is a fine game. To me, it is a modern classic. I also feel badly for someone who hasn't had the opportunity to play a fully 6-player game of this.
But it's also one of those games where everyone's like, "Oh, that's a great old game.
Yep.
People want to play it." But like,
Yep.
this
It's so good.
came from the Napoleonic Wars.
Yep. Similar systems.
Similar systems, but this really like perfected that. We've got Virgin Queen as a sequel, Tanto Monte. There's more other games in the works.
Yep.
A lot of games that are trying to be this
Amazing.
that probably never will be, but
Yep.
this is it.
Yep. Well, we've already talked about Wilderness War. We don't necessarily need to talk about it.
But Wilderness War, CDG on the French and Indian War,
It's
my
amazing.
favorite French and Indian War game.
Yeah,
and
it's amazing.
It really, really good. Real quick, we're going to talk about the
We have like 8
Blind
volumes
Swords games.
right there.
This one is Stonewall's Sword, which is Battle of Cedar Mountain.
And we have played Shiloh, and we've played, what was the other one we played? I'm trying to remember.
We played...
And we just got Gettysburg, which we need to play.
I can't remember. Did we
Yeah,
just play the 2 of them?
Yeah,
But
I don't remember.
But like, it's so good that we bought them all, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's kind of where we're at with things.
I think I'm going to donate my volumes to you so that you have a complete collection.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
They're amazing.
This is the blind sword system. We kind of talked about that earlier
Rock
with
of
Rock of
Chickamauga.
Chickamauga and All Up Brothers. This is a Herman Lutman design. They have these unbelievably nice Rick Barber maps, and the ones that they're
Rest in
continuing to
peace.
make are
Yeah.
in that same style.
Yep.
But they are wonderful games. They're rich tactical games. You get a Civil War battle, and you will play that thing, and it's just
They're great.
so great. You get command, you get events and randomness and formations, and trying to outmaneuver your opponent in a way that's really satisfying
Yep.
and gives you an ACW feel.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and kind of bring up all the remaining games. Maybe just one of the BCS.
Sure.
I know. I feel like we've just been droning on. It's time to kind of wrap it up.
It probably is.
Yeah. I was like, oh boy, we've been doing this for almost 2 hours. These are all classics, right? There's not a
think so.
game up here. This one I chose, and you might be surprised that I chose this. I very much...
A little bit. Only because it's so new.
Right, and I didn't play the original game that it was based on, the Battle for Berlin, I think is what it was called.
Which is not even like this, though.
But it's a similar concept,
Yeah.
meaning the Allies control the East Front Germans, and the Soviets control the West Front Germans. To me, the concept is so interesting and unique, and I thought this game was so fun to play
Yeah.
that to me, in my mind, it has burned an indelible opinion about it that this is a classic game.
I think what I loved about this game was the initiative system based on the
Yes.
actions that you take, and the person who's in last goes first, and they spend that many initiative points, and then you get, until you're in the back again, you don't go again.
Well, we just played a game from GMT that uses a similar system to that, right? The fighting formations. It's a little different.
But also a Chad Jensen game.
Yeah, a little different, but it uses the same concept. This action costs 7 points. That's going to move you down the line. When you get past your enemy, they get to go.
All right, Purple Haze's
Same
tactical
concept.
system
Yep,
has that
same
thing.
concept.
I love games that have that.
Well, it creates such an interesting choice matrix for you.
Yes.
Oh, I can do this and this. They're not really big, but I can do both of those, and then I can do something big, and you'll get to go. So I'll get 3 actions.
Or it's like, I don't want to go big because I don't want to
Right.
give you a ton of stuff.
So I do
that
a bunch of
you
small
can do
stuff,
a bunch
yeah.
of things. I like that decision
Yeah.
space. I think that's really good, and I think Downfall's a really cool game.
Yeah, I just love it.
Yeah.
And I would like to play more of it. The other ones we have up here, Unconditional Surrender is probably my favorite grand strategic level game.
Yeah, I love this game. It's one of my favorite games ever, and it's
And
just so good.
We played this together at Buckeye Game Fest a couple of years ago. We only obviously got through, what did we get through, like 8 turns?
Oh, it was more than that. It was
10
more
turns,
than that,
12
yeah.
turns. An amazing game. I love the political system. I love
best
the way sorties work with the aircraft. There's just a lot of good here.
Yeah, you
And I love it.
this is such a cool system. Everything's resolved on the same CRT. It just contains a ton of information.
Yep.
And you just have different modifier sets for the different types of combats.
Yep.
But you all roll on the same chart.
So good.
Great game. Love it.
This game is so good, I ordered my own copy on the P500 for the second printing.
Yes.
I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but I got the mounted map boards.
It's the second edition, because I think this is second printing
So
of
it's second
first
edition.
I think so.
I'm just excited about that. So,
And then For the People is a game we haven't played, but
we've played other games like it.
But this is also very famously considered to be a modern classic by everyone.
We need to play this one. I don't know why we haven't.
We just haven't. It's the 25th anniversary edition, but like
Came
people
out
talk
last
about
year.
this all the time.
Yep.
And it's a big CDG. It's the American Civil War, and this is like one of the definitive ACW games on this
100%.
scale. For that, there's a tournament at WBC every year, and I think it's
The same guy wins like year after year.
Yep, James Pye
He's,
wins
like, crazy,
every year.
smart.
Apart from the one year that like he didn't enter or something like that.
Got it.
Like this was one time. You look at it, it's all him, and there's one time.
Yeah.
I think it was Trevor Bender that won it that year.
Oh, yeah.
I think I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure I remember.
The other comment I would have about this edition is they totally redid the box art. They totally redid the board.
Yes.
So this one, I think when we play it,
And it's a Terry Leeds board.
yes,
now.
it will be, not that it was bad, it will be worthy of the moniker of modern classic.
But they kept the old board on the back of it.
Agreed. So
Which I
you
think
can
is-
play the classic board.
I love it when a
Yeah,
game does
it's
that.
pretty cool.
My Paths of Glory has that.
Has that, yep.
Which I really, really appreciate as well.
Yeah.
And then
Grab the Barracourt, because I just,
yeah, we got some BCS games.
Battalion Combat Series, I love this series.
And this is one
It's
of
amazing.
those, these are modern classics.
Yep.
We've got Baptism by Fire, we've got all of them. I've got Inflection Point, which is a new one this
we
year.
need to play. I very much enjoyed Brazen Chariots.
I
To
loved
me,
Brazen
this is the
Chariots.
one that is the classic game. This is good. This teaches you the series.
Yeah.
And I think this is the classic amongst and they're all good.
Oh, yeah.
The
I think Inflection Point might become that.
but we haven't played it.
no, but
we don't know.
But the things that I like about BCS,
It's going to be highlighted more in
yeah,
that.
the supplies changed in this one.
Yep.
In Kazarine Pass, it's really good, but it's so difficult with
It
the
is.
congestion. And this one's great, but it's also small.
Yep.
And so you just have less stuff.
This is a great entry to the
Yeah,
series.
if you can get Aracourt, really good entry to the system, because this is, again, a system that is very divergent. They got a whole new set of rules and things you'll be doing that you do not do in any of the other war games that you do.
Yep.
And the things that you do get from other war games, they have labeled them differently. This has its own dictionary, and you kind of got to relearn everything. And
But it's worth
that's
it.
the idiosyncrasies that they have in the game, but it's well worth it. One of my favorite systems of all time.
I think to me, this game and the series itself, the way it helps me understand how supply works with combat, with the trains and the crossing the streams and the other concepts, it's just so. And then the foobar rolls and not the foobar. What are they?
The snafu rolls.
Snafu roll. Same concept.
I also like the blobs. I know the
Yep,
blobs is a
100
stupid term, but
It
having
is a weird concept.
having an area of operations
Makes
is
sense.
something that is doctrinally sound,
Yep.
but is very rarely played out in hex and counter war games.
There's a lot of merging of units and there's no effects. When you merge a blob and you cross your streams, there's negative
Yeah,
effects.
it's bad. Don't do it.
So BCS and specifically I think Brazen Chariots, I very much liked Kazarine Pass,
I loved that game too.
but I liked this. I wish we could have played more of this. And maybe we still need to, but love BCS. I love all of these games. We've also got GBOH over there. We've got
GBOH is a classic series.
100%.
Been around for ages. I have like a whole ton of them. But again, they're getting the big deluxe editions where they're putting all of the C3I stuff in and all
Adding
the
in scenarios.
expansions and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So it's A, value, but B, It proves the staying power of these games. There's the simple GBOH rule sets that you can use if you don't want to go all hardcore with the command systems. I mean, what more could you want from an Ancients game? Here's all my dudes, here's all your dudes, and we just go at it.
SPQR is my favorite. I know that one's over on your shelf.
SPQR.
I've got that.
And then they've got Alexander in one of these big boxes as well, which I think was the very first one.
They're just so good.
Yeah.
So, I know we've left a lot of games out. I think we could have made another hour-long video.
Yeah. You could
But
go on forever with these.
These games that we've shared, I think, are some of the best war games in the last 20 years.
I also think if you saw a war game in this section of this video, it will never leave our collection.
100%.
Like, these are the keepers. These
I would
are the
never get
ones
rid of
that
any
I
of
am
these.
comparing the other games we played
Yep,
to.
100%.
Because is it as good as this? No.
Yep.
And like, these are also extremely influential games, or they're trying to do something new, and they're just that good.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
let me know what your modern classics are.
What
as
did
well.
we not include that you would have included?
And,
I think that's
there'll
an
be a ton of
interesting
like
question.
I've got like Fields of Fire. This is a modern classic. I promise you it is.
We could have added 30 more games to this.
I could go on forever.
We've got to keep it to 2 hours.
And I've got games that's like, oh, I think they will. I think they are, but I've not played them. There's a ton of that as well.
Well, we have some Napoleonic series over there that I want to play. Well, in fact, Mark McLaughlin's War and Peace. That's got to be a modern classic.
It's got 7 editions.
Yeah.
If that's not a modern classic, I don't know what is.
But we
I
gotta
don't
play
know
it.
how old it is. It might be
Sure.
like
It
an
might
actual
feel
classic.
old.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But there's so, and you know, I look at new publishers, the guys like VUCA, the guys like Saturn Drums.
You give it 10 years, their games are going to be
They're
classics.
putting out some stuff.
I thought about bringing Donnerslag and Traces of
Hubris, or Traces of War, or whatever it is.
because we did include A Victory Awaits.
Yeah, I've got Victory Awaits,
which is a similar system to
SCS.
well, but Traces of War and Hubris. It's the same
that
concept.
Red Box series.
This is a great series. We've got more of those up there.
Very introductory friendly.
We could go on and on. But I think there are some new publishers, like you said, that will be on this list in another 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
But a lot of good games. I could go on and on, but let us know what you would have added.
Appreciate you very much for tuning in. I've been Alexander for theplayersaid.com.
And I'm Grant.